The third and final week of the preseason is here. A fourth exhibition game is a thing of the past. It's the Pats and the Commanders, and it's coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, the final dress rehearsal, week 3 of the preseason. We got a good matchup on tap, as it'll be the New England Patriots taking on the Washington Commanders. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you, and now we sit, CD, at week 3 of the preseason, and this is the one that the coaches probably think is pretty valuable, right?
Certainly. This is the dress rehearsal. This is the one where your starters are going to play. You might even game plan a little bit more than you do with a normal preseason game, and then you've got to decide, do you bring them back after halftime and get them going again in the third quarter so they're ready to go when the regular season begins? I'm eager to see how these coaches will handle it.
Now the kicker, that's Cameron Dicker, set to get us started. And we are underway here on EA Sports. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. So here come the Patriots to take over on offense. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his second year of the NFL now.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week,
here's Gibson to start the drive. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ball on the 27. Here's a second down and 4. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Douglas, the man in motion. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
Face mask. Defense.
So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely, and no matter what angle you're making a tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Stevenson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. He'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup of 16. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
And showcasing those strong legs on that run. Getting through 1 tackle. Now she winds up getting 8 there. More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. They run once more with Stevenson. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. straight ahead at Stevenson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Jamin Davis there to bring him down. Ball at the 14 for 2nd and 5. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And the Patriots are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. 1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Now back to throw. This is caught. Touchdown! Antonio Gibson from 8 yards out. And the Patriots put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. McManus's point after is good, and it's now a 7-0 game. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So here are the Commanders making their way out. And they will be led out by their 2nd-year quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time here with Brian Robinson. And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Robinson up the middle. Room here to run. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That good for 19 on the 1st down. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. 40 yards rushing so far, and this is just their first possession. They've got a new set of downs here. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offense.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And the Pats are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
So back onto the field come the Pats for their 2nd drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They'll look to throw. Short pass caught by Henry. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back and He's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Patriots first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
At first glance, I thought he just used his size in order to win the route. But he also had a little subtle move in there as well. Made the defender think he was going one direction. I was able to track the ball in another.
Ball start, offense.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They'll try the left side with Stevenson. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Behind the chains, 2nd and 13. They'll look to throw here. And that's incomplete. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays. You kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them.
They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Bryce Behringer on to punt for the Patriots. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what had been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any question about it. As they head out on the field for this drive, that whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption. You know, they moved it really well, didn't pay it off. This time, they want to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone, and they're the ones possessing it.
To throw on 2nd down, Daniels able to get this one to McBride. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Back to throw. Daniels goes right back to McBride. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Daniels. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it.
And, partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
So the Patriots coming out now. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. Douglas, the man in motion. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. That's out to the flat for Gibson. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Here's Bryce Behringer on now to punt. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
To throw on second down, Daniels. Short one here, caught by McBride. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Looking to throw. Daniels. And Jones has it over the middle. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. There to stop him, Juwan Bentley. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football. Now a 2nd and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Daniels. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Christian Gonzalez. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Stevenson now on 1st and 10. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. He'll drop to throw. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Jonathan Allen busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. He'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. These offensive starters still out there in the 2nd quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the 3rd quarter, if not all the way through.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the 3rd quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the 4th quarter.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for second down.
False start, offense.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Back to throw. Daniels. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. To throw on 3rd down. Daniels. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the give, here's Robinson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Big yardage that time for Washington. 48 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Operating from the gun. Daniels. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. From 17 yards out. And the Commanders have cut it back within a score. That's why you've got your star out there and throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good, we're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him, he gets it done. And for the extra point, Cameron Dicker. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. That drive goes 80 yards in 6 plays. And it's finished off by a Terry McLaurin touchdown. Another go-around now for the Patriot offense. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
2nd and 6. This one left side caught by Gibson. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down. Running left is Stevenson. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. All the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Byron Young, the one who got in and finished that play off. Remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that could spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. They're going to look to throw. Open man is Kendrick Bourne. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 16. A throw there that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. Brian Robinson Jr. making his way back onto the field. And the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the second quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space, and just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with the run so far. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Handoff now to Robinson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Big Christian Barmore was there on the tackle. 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Daniels. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Matthew Judon in there to take him down. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards?
And he's going to go down again. Matt Judon. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
And they'll find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Here's Robinson. 68 yards for him on the ground so far tonight, as he has been terrific in this first half. They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. Again, it's Robinson. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. Back to throw. Daniels. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that will knot us up at 10. So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on
I
that,
was.
partner.
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3's just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So.
Well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
New England's offense set to go. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Second and 2. Right side, Thornton with it. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And that one too wide and incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
He completes it to Henry. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Back to throw again. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Washington going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with 40 seconds to go, that's, you'd think, time enough to try to mount a drive should they decide to do so. A short one here, caught by McBride. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
And that's why defensive coaches preach swarming to the football. It's usually going to take more than one guy to get that big man down.
And it did right there. Multiple broken tackles, but they eventually get him down. A short one here, caught by McBride. So we have reached halftime here at a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Week 3 of the preseason is here. Everyone wrapping up their exhibition schedule. No games for the league on Labor Day weekend. And then it all begins. The 17-game regular season gets underway on the Thursday after Labor Day with the NFL kickoff game.
Okay,
in our game, expect to see the starters for at least one more drive. Something to look forward to. As we get back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Taken at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And the first half was not kind to him, and he knows that. 3 interceptions, but still tied, so kind of a clean slate.
I'd say it's a reprieve because ordinarily you throw 3 interceptions, your team should be behind. So he has to be thinking to himself, okay, I'm off the hook for that one. I have to play better for my team here in the second half.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Operating from the gun, Daniels. This pass hauled in by Dotson. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On the run, it's Robinson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 92 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
As we surmise, Charles, most of the starting unit's still out there for this third quarter. First time this preseason that they played into the second half.
And that's by design. Most of the time by this point of the preseason, you want them to go into the half, cool down, and then come back out and warm up to start the third quarter like you would a regular season game. That's exactly what they wanted to get done. And they have just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 36.
A gain there of 21 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36.
Robinson, he'll try the left side.
And a solid run down inside the 30. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Operating from the gun, Daniels.
That's complete to McBride.
That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. On 1st and 10, Daniels.
Target is to Dotson, and he's got him.
A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15.
This 2nd and 4. Back to the ground with Robinson.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Operating from the gun, Daniels. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked off by Christian Gonzalez. And the Patriots are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down.
He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield.
They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that'll make it 2nd down. They'll set up a throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Well, throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They begin the drive with Robinson.
And he'll get this to the 32.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
It'll go as a gain of 4. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Daniels.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line.
15 yards last play and 15 yards here this go-around.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
They run. Robinson. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Back to throw. Daniels. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers.
And the Pats will take over here just shy of the 30.
And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Here's Gibson to start the drive.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Now back to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be second down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. And we do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 33.
A good pickup there at 22.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Up the middle, here's Stevenson.
And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2.
They'll try and run for the first with Stevenson.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
McCole Hardman to return it from his end zone. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Washington offense set to take over. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Well, that's a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. That's now consecutive 5-yard carries to pick up the first down. Final minute now of the third quarter. Robinson with another carry. And a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 130 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Robinson up the middle. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Now Garoppolo is in trouble, and down he goes. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
And another long drive from the offense, but the defense is denying them the end zone. Nothing to show for the last drive offensively. They can't come away empty-handed again.
This one came right down to the wire, and CD, they had that one final chance to try to navigate their way into the end zone, but couldn't get it done to avoid the loss.
Yeah, and how about the defense there? Because while they had one final look at the end zone, the defense made sure they knew what they were doing on the last play, executed it flawlessly, and no flags. Because remember, if there's a defensive penalty, there's one play left in the game that the offense gets. They didn't allow that to happen.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. Good night, everybody.